friends, welcome back to my video. If you are new here, my name is Relly. I'm a queer disabled YA author, and my debut novel, There's a Badge for That, comes out May 23rd. So we are closing in on pub month. It's only 2 or 3 days away, depending on how you want to look at it. Today's the 28th as I'm filming this. Closing in on pub month, super exciting. I'm really looking forward to having some more videos for you. Hopefully a vlog and a sit down and a couple other things. We'll have to see how the month goes. But today's video, I am actually supposed to be doing a Project AAO update, which if you'll recall, I talked about in this video or this video. I can't remember. I've been on YouTube for 10 years and I still don't know like which way the video comes in and where the buttons are. Anyway, I was supposed to be plotting all month and that has not happened. I have still been working on behind the scenes stuff for There's a Badge for That. I was thinking most of it was going to be wrapped up by the time we hit April, and everything was running like a little bit behind. I was sort of 2 weeks behind like all my deadlines, and then had some snags at the end with my cover. And when the print copy came, I realized I needed some additional changes on the cover, just minor tweaks. And then I was going to do my physical proofread and then upload the new cover and the new files and be all sorted. So I did that. I did the physical proofread. My cover designer sent me the edits on the cover, and then I re-uploaded it. And then it took a while this time for Ingram to approve my files. It took a couple days. And then I checked through the files, and this time I decided, since this was like the final file upload, I decided to actually scroll through the eProof page by page and make sure everything was good. And it's a good thing that I did that, because my vellum preview was slightly different than the Ingram eProof. Let me see if I can find it. I did show this in my last video where I talked about the formatting. I think it was a different spot though. So I had made changes, and where I have these like handwritten sections, they all have a signature at the bottom of the person, right? And this signature was at the top of the page and the rest of it was over here. So however I had revised previous in that chapter, it had changed my lines enough that that signature was on a page all by itself. Anyway, it did not show up that way in the vellum preview, so this is a warning to you to actually go through every page of your eProof, because I guess the vellum preview must be off by like, I don't know, 1 millimeter or 2 or whatever causes that line to move. So always check your bottom lines and make sure that they're in the right spot. So then I had to re-edit, re-upload, then Ingram had to reapprove the file, then I had to go through the eProof again. It was a lot. It was extra work. It's all done. It's all sent off. I ordered my next print copy on Thursday night, I think. And I was hoping it would ship Friday, because I did the rush shipping again, so it's supposed to ship within 1 business day. But I think because I was after hours on Thursday, 1 business day is technically Monday. So I'm hoping I'll get a shipping notification this morning. And then it only took, I think it took like 2 or 3 days to get to me last time. So I will have it this week for sure, barring any complications. And then I will get to do, I'm not going to do another proofread. I'm just going to look at every single page and make sure everything lines up okay. And that's the final file. Everything will be done. And hopefully the cover will be fixed. Mostly the spine is my main concern. So hopefully everything will be good with the print copy that is coming to me. And I will be able to just focus on marketing and move on from this book. And I know that sounds like dramatic, but after 4.5 years, I need to be done. And I know I won't ever be done, because I'm still going to be marketing this for the next year until my next book comes out, and then forever in perpetuity, right? So I'm never going to be fully done, but I would like to stop reading it. I would like to stop editing. I would like to stop uploading files. I just want to be done. So on to Project AAO. As I said, I didn't really do any plotting. I have my Scrivener file set up. I have my brainstorming doc. I have my character outline set up. And, you know, that's like as far as I got. I'm hoping I can get all the plotting done in May. That was my original timeline anyway. And I wanted to try and do it in April so that I could line it up with the Rough Draft Challenge with Canon. And that just didn't work. I'm hoping I'll be able to do it in May instead, because my plan is to write the book in the summer. So whether I can get that done in the month of June, or whether it's going to take me all of June, July, and August, I'm good with either. I just want it to be the best first draft that it can be without me nitpicking and, you know, being too intense about it. Obviously, I'm not going to be editing as I draft because that is not the way to do a first draft, but I do want it to be pretty clean. I want to be thinking about all of the things that I revise in TABFT so that I don't have to do as many of those revisions in my next book, because this was a huge learning opportunity for me. As I've said in a couple videos now, because I wrote it 4.5 years ago, I have revised it so many times. I've been through it with so many different people, and every time I've revised it, it's become a better book, obviously. But now where I'm at, my first draft should be much closer to the final draft in terms of grammar and pacing and flow and all the things, right? I've learned all those things revising this novel, so I would like to be able to do much less revision on the next one and still come up with a novel that's even better than this one, ideally. So that's the plan. May, I'm going to plot it, I'm going to write it through the summer, and I'm hoping I can sort of stick to my timelines that I talked about earlier in the year. Will I end up getting a first draft of Project Blood done in the fall? We'll see. We'll see how burnt out I am. If I get Project AAO fully drafted in June, then I'm golden, because that means I can have a first draft and a second draft done in the summer, right? In which case it can then go to betas, and I've got all the time in the world to do a first draft of Project Blood. If it takes me all the way till the end of August to get the first draft done, then obviously I'm going to be a little more burnt out at that point, and then I'm going to be on a time crunch for revisions to get it out to betas, and I may not be ready to jump into another first draft. But we will just have to wait and see how that goes. So that's where I'm at with my progress. There hasn't been any. I've just been trying to get this book published, and hopefully May will be a little bit more productive. I have, however, been reading finally, which is great, because I have spent pretty much since January rereading. There's a batch for that over and over again. So I was able to read, once I finished my proofread, I think I read like 3 books in like 24 hours maybe. It was like, I wasn't starting them and finishing them. They were all partially done, and I finished all of them. So that felt great. I'm still behind on my Goodreads goal, but that's to be expected, I guess, when you read the same book over and over again for 4 months. So yes, I'm very excited to read some new things, especially now that it's getting nice outside and I can sit on the porch and watch the kids play and all the things. Super excited that it's finally feeling like spring in Ontario, and I'm gonna get to some reading, I'm gonna get to some plotting and writing, and it's gonna be great. So that's my update. I will be back next week with like a pub month video of some sort. Then I'm hoping to do a pitching my book vlog, but that has now maybe shifted because most of the places actually want me to just email them. I'm not actually like going in. So not sure what that video is gonna end up being. Definitely a last minute prep vlog if there's anything else that needs to be done, or that might end up being a reading vlog, fingers crossed. And then a release week vlog for sure. That's the one I know for sure is actually going to happen, is release week vlog. That'll be like intensive marketing, conversations about my imposter syndrome, all the like scheduling of my social media posts and how I'm handling all of that. Anything I'm planning to do in terms of like celebration, like any of that. That'll be my release week vlog. That one's gonna be a super fun one. Make sure you don't miss it. And then I'll be moving on. That'll be sort of like the end of the There's a Badge for That content. I'm excited to get into new content. I'm excited to get into reading vlogs, writing vlogs, all the fun things that this channel was sort of founded on. So that is my update for today, and it'll be too late when you see this for me to remind you to go out and vote, but we just went and voted, and I hope you did too. And hopefully by the time you're seeing this, the results will be in, and it is the way that a lot of us are hoping that it was gonna go. Fingers crossed for that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.